Welcome back to EpicAirsoftHD. This week we have my very own Tokyo Marui Nighthawk custom. Alright, we're back again with another gas blowback review. This time it's my own personal gun that I had sent away to Mr. Robert Lazouche, sorry. He's got his own YouTube channel. We'll put an annotation up there, but we'll link some of his other videos as we go on with the review. Lazouche actually, not only does he do his own YouTube channel, he can also fix up guns and kind of test them, you know, see what parts need replaced and of course do the work for. So he's very, very nicely added this kind of compliment slip, and it's basically told us all the things he's done in there. So he's done a total strip down, he's checked for damaged parts, and then he's added lubrication and he's fired it and calibrated it, which is really nice of him. The trigger in my pistol wasn't resetting quite, you know, right. So he's gone ahead and he's fixed a little leaf spring, give it some more tension, and it's shooting a lot better now. So he's also added a little target, shot target. We'll get a close-up of that for you so you can see it. And he done like a kind of 5-shot. He's actually wrote the temperature, the type of gas that he's used, and of course the range that he fired the pistol at. So it was really, really nice of him. Excellent service for actually not a lot of money. So don't forget to check him out in the links in the description below, his Facebook and of course his YouTube channel down in the description. So let's have a look at my pistol. I've had it out already and had a kind of look at it, and of course fired it a few times. So it's performing much better than it was before I sent it out to him. So here it is. You'll notice that there's been one change mainly made to it, is the Hogue grips that I put on there. A nice rubberized texture and a great grip, you know, gives you a better purchase. And of course, when you pull out of holsters and things like that, and when you're getting down there on your targets, it's much easier, much more comfortable. And of course, it looks really cool. The black complements the sort of grey, olive drab frame, so very neat. I really like this pistol. It's a joy to shoot, and of course, it looks great. These are a kind of limited production run. It's actually got the Nighthawk logo and brand on the side there. So let's have a look at some of the other features of the gun as it would come stock. Of course, being Tokyo Marui, it has a plastic slide, which does lock back like the real thing, as most gas blowbacks do. Another additional modification I've done to this is actually a 9-ball hop-up rubber. Much better gas seal, and of course it can use heavier BBs. I'm a big fan of heavy BBs in a pistol because you're going up quite close. The FPS isn't really quite there, so it's nicer to get a heavier BB, a heavier hit, so those people feel the hits, but not too hard, you know, as you would do with an AEG with a .4 or something like that. So .28s, .3s are generally the type of ammunition that I'll run in my pistol, so this suits that purpose really nice. This has got a kind of stainless steel finished outer barrel. It's actually plastic, but Marui have done a really great job in making it look quite realistic. On the top here, we've got night sights, 2 dots in the rear, and of course 1 dot at the front. These are military style sights as well, so they set up quite high, and it's nice. You get a good kind of look down the sight and right onto your target. So nice, good target acquisition there. You've got a skeletonized trigger. So it's just 3 holes that drilled through it, so it makes the trigger lighter, and of course the gun overall a lot lighter. Even though it's made of plastic, it still makes it look pretty cool. With being a 1911, when you cock back, obviously your hammer comes back. You can stick on your safety, and of course the gun won't shoot. Even if you take the safety off, if you aren't putting your hand on the paddle at the back here, of course the trigger won't work until you've actually got your hand over and you pull the trigger there. So other things and accessories I have with this particular gun are, I do have one of these Next Torch TL1s. Of course, the res rail down here at the bottom can take pretty much any flashlight you can throw at it. But this one is a nice low profile flashlight, and it fits on there really well, and of course really functional because the controls are pretty near the trigger. So if you get 2 hands, even 1 hand on your pistol, it's pretty easy to operate. So I'm just going to go ahead and blind my cameraman Graeme with this just to give you an idea of what it's like. So if you're one-handed operation, pull up and you get a nice bright xenon light. It's really, really intense. If you're going around corners and your opponent's there, you're more than likely going to dazzle them and get a few shots on them before you can even react. So they're a good pistol. Of course, if you want to kind of see your way about, you can lock it down. You know, of course, kind of shine it around, see where your targets are in a dark room, and of course, it's really nice and advantageous. Another good thing about a bright flashlight is if you're struggling to see your BBs and where they're going, if you stick your flashlight on, we'll do a demonstration of this. If you fire a few rounds, you can actually see the back of the BB. If it's bright white, it will glow up as it goes down to the target, and it's a really nice, good thing to use. So, gas I use in this. A lot of people are worried about putting green gas and propane and things like that into their Maruis, but actually the temperature here in the UK aren't that high anyway, so I generally tend to use green gas. Some guys run propane, but I don't really have the adapter for that handy, and of course green gas is just about as powerful as propane is. So we'll top this up. I've checked that there's no BBs in the magazine, of course. I'm going to double check the gun against the studio lights here, and there's no BB in there. I'll keep the gun fired away, so we'll give you an idea of what the blowback action is like. So nice, crisp and efficient. So TM guns, we've all seen them before in our episodes, you can check out a couple of them there. But let's take this gun out in the range and see how it shoots. Okay, we're out here in the 30-metre range test. This time we're using green gas, which is this stuff here, and we're using 0.25 gram precision-made BBs. The reason we use this big heavy ab wood vise is we want to eliminate most of the human element in here. What we're looking for is the gun's gripping and not the shooter's gripping, so that's the reason why we use it. So let's go ahead, we're going to fire the gun about 10-12 shots down range and see what we can get out of the performance of this gun. Tokyo Marui guns generally kind of high regard, especially the pistols, so let's see if it stacks against the ones we did before. Alright, let's have a look at the target. Alright, so nice crisp blowback on that, obviously in the vise. Let's have a look at what it did to the target. Sort of a bit disappointed. Not sure if it's to do with the gun bedding in again after it was serviced, but quite a lot of flyers down here. There's a nice neat cluster where a few BBs hit in the one point and another one that kind of landed up towards the top of the target. So I guess at that kind of range, you know, if I'm pulling out a pistol, that's the kind of range I'm going to be engaging at. So if you look at the kind of target size, as long as I've got the iron sight on that person's body, I'm going to hit them every single time. So I'll at least get away with it with that. I've been considering selling this on to try and fund another project. I'm actually going to machine some CNC'd slides for the Glock Timberwolf that I got. You can check out that video by clicking on that link up there. So yeah, so pretty nice pistol. Very good, obviously Tokyo Marui quality, very reliable even though it is plastic. A lot of people complain about that, but the plastics in these Tokyo Maruis are better than some of the pot metal pistols that people will pay an equivalent amount of money to get. So that's another thing you need to consider when you're buying a gun, is obviously the performance reliability factor. And plastic doesn't usually kind of concern the kind of reliability at all. Obviously with it being a light slide as well, you get a nice crisp blowback compared to a big heavy slide on a pistol if you're using green gas or a weaker gas. So excellent pistol, great sidearm, of course 1911 frame, get all sorts of different holsters and things you can get to fit this. Serpas, Phobos, lots and lots of things you can consider. Of course Crazy NC Man's new Kydex range as well. He's got a cool video up you can check up there too. Don't forget to check out some of Robert Lezush's YouTube videos. He takes 1911s like this and actually converts them into guns that are in movies, the likes of Hitman, you know, Leon movie. He's got one of them, and of course kind of Equilibrium, all those. I'll put 3 different pistols so you can check them out. Very cool guy. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Hit subscribe so you don't miss our next week's episode, and we'll see you then.